Welcome to Higher Learning with Pastor Derrick J. Little.
I want you to go with me to Proverbs chapter 29, verse 11. It says, "A fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man keeps himself under control." Isn't that true? Think about that. When we're angry, why unleash the full dragon? Because once that dragon is out, I remember watching a movie, Incredible Hulk, and he said, "You don't want to see me when I'm angry." And he was getting beat up. And as he was getting beat up, you begin to see the Hulk begin to manifest and come forth. And he was true to his word. That man did not want to see what came to pass once he got angry. Now, that's not what you want people to say about you. You know, that's not how I believe God wants you to operate in your life. And I just truly believe that if you can begin to try to find ways that you can work through your frustrations, your angers, and when you start feeling yourself getting angry, talk to the person that you're frustrated with. Find ways, whether you need to write a letter or anything. Just find a way to begin to communicate and get some of that release so that you don't completely lose control. That's wisdom. Communication is key. You cannot shut down the communication airways when you want to walk in greater control. Go with me to Proverbs chapter 14, verse 17. It says, "He that is soon angry deals foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated." Now, just think about that. If you're easily angered, you're not going to be thinking rationally. And that's what happens with anger. Anger and stress, to me, is kind of related. They're like cousins. If you walk around being angry all day long, then how much stress are you yielding to in your life? How much stuff are you allowing into your life because you cannot deal with your emotions? We have to work through this, people. We all have to work through it. And so I would encourage you to not be so quick to be angry. You know, if you get angry, find a way to work through it. But don't allow it to lead you to do things that are foolish or unwise. Proverbs 14:29 says, "He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalts foolishness." That's one thing I hate. Being in public, seeing someone just completely unleash on the person that they're with. If it's a wife on a husband or a husband on a wife, it's just ugly. Whether it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend, it's just ugly to be the person watching one person completely unleash on another person. And I'm sure we all have been in situations where we've seen that. See, talking about anger is not easy because this is not an easy subject. This is not a beautiful or sweet message because it's challenging each one of us to take control of ourselves. And so I would challenge you, get control of your emotions, get control of the way that you are operating in your life. And see, one of the things that we need is accountability. Someone needs to snatch us up in the spirit and even literally grab us, talk to us and say, "Listen, man, chill out, calm down." Because if you allow anger to completely consume you, man, what could you do with yourself? What could not be withheld from you in the process of you being angry? And so I want you to think about these things and begin to talk about with your loved ones, with your friends, with your family, how you can begin to work through the issues that you're having, because it can lend itself to relationship issues, marriage issues, all kinds of things like that. But it starts with the person. It's too easy to blame your reactions and responses on other people, but you have control over yourself. That's what this is about. Taking responsibility for your own self. Proverbs 15, verse 18 says, "A wrathful or an angry man stirs up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife." Now, see, there's a theme here that I'm going with. How can we learn to appease anger? How can we learn to be angry but not sin? I've heard people talk about this in the church before in the Bible, but no one really went into detail with what we're feeling and what we're dealing with in our mind. See, when anger takes hold of us, anything that's in our heart as impure comes out of us. I mean, you ever seen a person get angry and they're yelling and they're screaming, and when they get mad, all of the stuff that they've been thinking about, that they haven't been talking about, that they haven't been communicating, it comes out. And then you see their heart revealed. Whatever you're holding in your heart, whatever you're not talking about, those things will come to the surface, friend. And I'm telling you, you need to talk about those things. You need to find a way to work through your issues, things that you're not talking about. And if that means finding a counselor, if that means getting some psychological help, whatever that takes, whether it means finding a close friend you can talk to, we need to seek the proper help that we need. I'm not going to sit and tell you need to be Rambo and just try to fight off these feelings by yourself. No, if you don't feel you have the strength to do it, then find some help. Find someone that will be there for you to walk you through the process. Because this is not easy. This topic is not easy. Dealing with anger is not easy. Matthew chapter 5, verse 21 and 22 says, "You have heard that it was said of them of old time that you should not kill, and whoever shall kill shall be in danger of judgment. But I say unto you, but whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment." How many people in your life, friend, how many people in your family that you have an issue with right now? I'm confronting you in the spirit right now. How many of the people in your life that you're not talking to, that you have issues with, that you won't talk to? Open up your spirit and your mouth. Go to these people, talk to them. Find a way to begin to open the airways of communication and begin to free yourself of this unforgiveness that you might be experiencing, the resentment that you might be experiencing, whatever it is that you might have an issue with someone or with something you've experienced in your past. Go back to these people. If you have to write a letter, write a letter. If you have to send an email, send an email. If you have to send a text message, send a text message. But find a way to begin to communicate what you have been feeling. Get it out of you, out of your mind, out of the recesses of your spirit. Get it out and begin to let that begin to bring healing. Because sometimes people don't know that they've offended you. People don't know that you're harboring issues. People don't know how their behavior has affected you until they hear you say it. And I would hate to be in a situation where stuff falls out, someone gets hurt or dies, and then finally someone starts talking about the stuff that's been hidden. Well, that's not this day, and this is not the time. The time right now is for you and for I to begin to find ways to go to the people we love, people we have issues with, and begin to work those things out by talking. Because it's one thing to have an attitude and be turned against, because this happens a lot in families. I'm just going to keep it real. People will go to their grave hating their loved ones, have an issue with their loved ones. That doesn't make sense. Because you're going to have to take account for your feelings, for the things that you may or may not do in your life. You're going to have to take account for those things. And one day you're going to have to stand before God or the Creator, whoever you believe it is. You're going to have to stand before a God, judgment. And you're going to have to answer to God for the things that you're thinking and that you did not take care of on this side. I believe that we serve a merciful and awesome God. And I believe that Christ has given us a great example. And the Word of God says that if we don't forgive, we won't be forgiven. And so I want you to think about that. Find ways to forgive those that have did things to you, that have made you feel certain ways, and find peace and healing now. Do that, friend. That is what this is about. That is what it's all about. It's one thing to diagnose the problem and say, oh, anger is the issue. But what is the antidote for this? It's forgiveness. It's forgiveness. It is communication. It is patience. It is humility. It takes a humble person to turn away anger. It takes a stronger person to withhold his or herself from unleashing the full dragon. Kill that dragon. Don't unleash it. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1 says, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up strife." If you don't have anything good to say, shut your mouth. Now, I know that kind of may sound harsh, but it's the truth. If you don't have anything positive to say, then be quiet. And if you cannot find it in your heart to be nice to someone you're angry with, then please pray, whatever you have to do. But turn away wrath. Because if you unleash those words that you can't get back, and someone used to say, as I was growing up, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. That is a lie. Because the greatest pain that people feel and that have felt have come on the edges of words. Words matter. So as Proverbs 15:1 says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up strife. Your words can be more dangerous than a 9mm. So think about that. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26 and 27 says, be angry, but don't sin. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. See, that's what I was talking about. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Don't let the years go by without you going to the person or the people that you have issues with or that have issues with you and making amends. Because like I said, anger can give way to stress, which can give way to disease and sickness. And before long, you're dead with all that stuff you're carrying around. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 says, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. That's what it's about, friends. Put away all that foolishness. Put away all that anger, all that bitterness from your heart and begin to find healing in forgiveness. Begin to find healing in being gracious and being humble. The last thing I'm going to read to you today is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 24 and 25. It says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man you shall not go, lest you learn his ways and get a snare to your soul. Don't spend your life watching people run away from you because you are carrying around with you an evil spirit, a mean, nasty spirit of anger. But this is the time for you to begin to build anew. Build bridges where they've been torn down. Begin to reach back out to people that need to feel your love. You need to feel their love. That's what this is about, friend. And so I want to thank you for being a part of the Higher Learning Podcast today. And I want to thank you for allowing me to encourage you and even challenge you in how we deal with anger. And so, again, I would love to hear from you. Please send us a review. Please let us know what you're thinking. And if you have any questions that you would like for me to talk about, please email me at derrickjlittle@gmail.com. I would love to take your questions so that I can talk about them on air. And so I look forward to hearing from you. You have a wonderful day